Yo, what's up guys? Welcome back to another video. The EB01 Memorial Collection Extra Booster Set has fully been revealed, and I just wanted to take a quick look, go over all the cards, give you guys my thoughts. We can kind of maybe have a little discussion about them, show you some of the combos and like some of the cards I'm really looking forward to. This set comes out this weekend over here in Asia. I live in Japan, so I should be opening up a box, and I'm going to try and either stream it or have a YouTube video of it uploaded shortly after I open it, so keep an eye out for that. But without any further ado, let's jump in and take a look at these cards. Alright, so first of all, shout out to One Piece Top Decks for putting this list together. I had actually recorded a separate video going over just like the auto translated page on the like official website, but this is so cool. So shouts out to them, thank you so much. Go follow them on Twitter and on social media and everything. Give them a like. I shared this on my Twitter if you want to find it there, but yeah, this is going to be so helpful and was so nicely organized that it actually made me want to just reshoot the video real quick. But this is, well, let's start off. Look at that. That altar is so nice. We got Odin, the new Odin leader, really good. I love Wano archetype, is probably my favorite right now in One Piece. Yellow Green Yamato is my favorite leader. She's the one I'm maining over here right now in the OP06 meta, but I am so excited for this. This is Odin. He's red green. According to the rules, your characters with your Wano country type characters that don't have a counter get plus 1k. And then Dawn 1 when attacking. If you have a cost 5 or higher Wano country character in play, this leader gets plus 1000 power until the start of your next turn. So you're essentially attacking for 7k and you stay a 6k leader throughout your opponent's turn, right? So this is huge. This is actually really good. This is what Wano needed, because without the counter and just being able to utilize some of those cards, Wano really, like especially green Wano, right, was kind of falling off and just couldn't quite get there in terms of like hand resources and all that. So this is going to be really interesting. I am so excited to try this. This looks amazing too, just the regular art. Odin's awesome. I love Odin. I love all the Wano characters. So I'm really excited to try this. This set, I'm most looking forward to all the Wano stuff, so I have a bit more to say about those, but I am going to just kind of skim through some of the cards that either I'm not sure how it's going to work out, or just that I don't have a lot to say, so that we're not wasting everyone's time. This Izo is amazing. On play, attach up to 1 Rested Dawn to one of your leaders or characters, which is awesome, and no counter, but in the Odin deck it gets a counter, right? And then when your opponent attacks once per turn, you may trash 1 card from your hand. If your leader has a Land of Wano or Whitebeard Pirates type, give up to one of your opponent's leader or character minus 2k for the turn. So this is awesome, and this is going to work really well with the new Hiyori card that's coming out. We'll go over that combo in a second when we get to Hiyori, but yeah, I mean, just a 5 cost 7k. It's another Wano Whitebeard's pirate. Like this is gonna be so awesome, and it's a 5 cost. So if this hits the field, you can put a Dawn on Odin leader, and his his effect is active, right? Kitten Killer. This is also another really good card. It has rush, and then when attacking, if your opponent has 2 or less life, this character gains 2000 power for the turn. So it's a 4 cost 5k. It's Supernova and Kid Pirates, which is really nice. For all like the red green law, but also all like red purple kid could probably use this card. I think it's going to mostly be strong in law, red green and red purple law, but the nice thing here is it does not say once per turn, so that means you get the rush with the 5k, and if your opponent has 2 or less life cards, then you get plus 2k, and then if you restand it with restand law or whatever, it gets an additional 2k. So you could swing twice with a 7k and a 9k rush, which is pretty amazing. So this is going to be involved in some really fun shenanigans. I'm excited to see what all the red green law players do with this, but just going to be a really good, this could be used in a lot of different decks because it's a supernova, right? Red green Luffy could use this card as well. Koza from Alabasta. This card's not that great. Kind of sad to see. This is like supposed to be support for Vivi really, and it's just not very good, so kind of unfortunate there. This Doma, also like pretty mid, like not that great, but I guess they just had to have some filler cards even though it's like a smaller set. I don't know. And we got our boy, my guy, Tony Chopper. This is crazy because this is only a super rare. It's not even a secret, and it's getting the manga treatment here, but I mean, he deserves it. He's a good boy. But yeah, it's a blocker. And we get to the other one. He's a blocker, and then Dawn 2 when attacking, give up to one of your opponent's characters minus 3k for the turn. It might be okay as a blocker. Like, I guess it'll be used in the animal deck. This needs some other cards because right now it just doesn't really seem worth it. But it's cute, it's awesome, it's Chopper, and the manga rare is going to be a fun chase card for a lot of people. Then we got Yamato, another Yamato card. Especially this scene is one of my favorites of all time in the manga and episode 1015 of the anime. If you know, you know. My favorite episode of all One Piece. 5 cost 5k 2k counter, activate main once per turn, give up to 1 rested Dawn to your leader or character, right? So pretty good. Probably just going to be used as a 2k, but still it's another Wano card, and it's still pretty strong, and just 5 costs, so you can use it for Odin effects, so that's nice. Little Oris Jr. 6 drop 7k, basically 5 drop Marco effect, where instead of getting KO'd you can trash an event or stage. Pretty decent. Might be usable in some things as Giant and the Whitebeard Pirates allies. So not a Whitebeard pirate itself, so I don't know. This might see some play in certain decks. And we got Shut Up and Come With Us, Urusei Cole. Nice moment here, really good moment. As of now, this card is still kind of mid. Just one cost counter. Look at the top 5 cards and put up to 1 cost 3 or less animal type character into play. So that's nice. It does get it into play. So we'll see. They're slowly building up like the animal deck that's going to be possible soon here. I don't know. And then we got the Mini Mary 2, Mini Mary Neagle. Activate main. You may rest this card and place up to one of your character cards with an original power of 1000 on the bottom of your deck. Draw 1 card. I have no clue. Sometimes Bandai puts out these One Piece cards where I'm like, I don't know what the rhyme or reason is, and then somebody like will post like, this is the combo that you can do with this. This is one of those ones that I'm just like, nah, I don't know if anyone's gonna find a good use for that. But here's another good one. We do have a lot of good cards in this set. For every like weird terrible one, there's an amazing one, and this Cavendish is one of those amazing ones. 5 cost 6k, counter 1000 on play and when attacking. If your leader's Supernova and you have no other Cavendish on the field, set 2 Dawn is active. And this is also not once per turn. So, I mean, Restand Law is about to be, you know, he's getting a lot of work coming his way with these EB01 cards. This is amazing. You can use this in Bonnie too. I just recently watched a Japanese YouTuber showing off the Bonnie deck and just using Cavendish, and when you attack, restand 2 Dawn, save one of those for Bonnie effect, and it's like you get a free 2 Dawn, or at least, yeah, it's just really good combo. It's a good combo card, and it's going to see a lot of play in Red Green Law, Red Green Luffy, and a lot of the green decks, honestly. But Bonnie was one I didn't know how it would work, and it ended up working really well. Ooh, alright. Hiyori. Kozuki Hiyori. This is probably the non-leader card that I'm most looking forward to, because I need to get a playset of this, and I want to try it in the yellow-green Yamato deck as well as Kinemon. So this is the card I'm actually most looking forward to, and this is the alt-art that the Odin leader and this alt-art are the 2 cards that I really hope I can hit. Like, over Manga Chopper, honestly. I mean, that would, I don't know, that might be a little too much. That would be sick if I pulled Manga Chopper. But 4 cost, 0 power, 1k, counter. Activate main. You may place this card into your trash. Place up to 1 cost 5 or less land of Wano character other than Hiyori from your hand into play, then draw 1 card. So this is awesome. This card would not have been that great if you didn't draw 1 card, because again, a lot of green cards and all of Wano, the reason all of green Wano, it just, you use up too many resources and you don't get enough value from those cards. This is adding that value into those cards. So you're playing Odin, the red-green Odin leader. You want to go second, and your second turn you got 4 Dawn. Boom, you play Hiyori, trash Hiyori, play Izo, the 5 cost Izo from your hand, draw 1 card, use Izo's on play effect, put the Dawn onto your leader, and now bam, you have a 7k leader swing, and you just established a 5 cost 7k character onto the field turn 2. And then Izo can still use their the secondary effect on the next turn. So this is amazing. Hiyori's awesome, such a cool character, and just I'm really excited for this card. Then we got Film Sanji. He's alright. Decent effect, but I guess Film kind of needed this, right? Sanji finally gets the green Film card, and now he's a 2k. And yeah, Dawn 1 for every 3 rested Dawn, it gets plus 1000. So if you put a Dawn and you have all other 9 Dawn rested, it's a 9k attack, which is pretty cool, I guess. There's going to be some decent combos here, just some more Film support. This Apu is good. This is essentially just an upgrade for the other Apu, the starter deck Apu that everybody was running. So I guess it's nice to get that. This card's bad. It's just bad. Bingo. Restless character KO up to opponent's 1 cost or lower rested. It's just like maybe Perona could use this, but it's like nah. I don't think it's gonna be good. We got Bluno, film CP0, looking all cute. And this green, I kind of like this, but he's a blocker. Just counter 1000. This is good too, Yamasan. So just a vanilla 5k 5 drop 7k with a counter 1000. This can also be played from using Hiyori's effect. So you're gonna need cards like this so that you don't whiff, not whiff, but so that you have a target for Hiyori, because otherwise, right? But the nice thing about Hiyori is you can play the 5 drop double attack banish secret rare Yamato too, so don't forget about that. This is good. Off-white, this is a decent counter. This is basically going to replace the Don Quixote family searcher event, the counter event, the 1 cost counter event that lets you search. This is only top 3, but it is a 2, and it's another Dawn, so you have to kind of weigh your options here. But yeah, the Don Quixote Pirates family searcher card, right? It's essentially plus 4k and then look at the top 3 and search it out. So it's decent, right? It's decent. Shambles, this looks cool. 1 cost main event. If your leader has supernova type, return up to one of your characters to its owner's hand, then put up to 1 cost 2 or less character of a different color than the returned card from your hand into play. Trigger, activate this card's main effect. It's just law effect. It's law effect Shambles, but for only 1 Dawn, there's going to be shenanigans. Shenanigans will be had. I'm not the best red-green law player, so I'm kind of just like waiting. If you're a red-green law player, let me know like what the combos are with this, because like I can think of a few, but I'm sure I'm going to have my mind blown with some people doing crazy stuff. Then we got the second leader we've seen so far. This is Hannibal. That's a sick, whoops. That's a sick alt art. I normally don't, I mean, the OP04 alt arts were alright, but with these leaders, I think it works really, really well. He's purple blue, 4 life. End of your turn, you may return one of your cost 2 or higher impel down characters to your hand. Set up to 1 Dawn card from your Dawn deck as active. And active is huge there. If it was rested, I think this leader would actually be kind of mid. But yeah, there's going to be a lot of combos with the impel down characters, and you know, kind of it's okay that it's 2 cost or higher. I think Hannibal, the Searcher Hannibal, is basically one of the only cards that you can't really use, because I believe that's a 1 cost, but like Sadie and a lot of the other ones, you just bounce them back early game, ramp like crazy, and then by like turn 4 or 5, you're already at, you know, you've already been at 10 Dawn. I think this deck might be able to ramp faster than any other deck if like it's high rolling, but we'll have to see about that. This Inazuma's alright, 6 drop 7k. End of your turn, if you have 2 or less cards, draw 2 cards. Kind of Ivankov support, impel down, I guess. This Weevil is pretty clutch. On play, draw a card. It's a 7 Warlords of the Sea, so Blue Dofi is happy seeing this. I'm not a Blue Dofi player, but all you Blue Dofi players rejoice, because this might breathe some new life into Blue Dofi. Hamlet is just a smile. Beast Pirates, not the best card. And then Fortrix, not much to say besides that's crazy art. Prince Bellet, Dawn 1 when attacking. If you have 1 or less cards in your hand, return up to one of your characters at the cost of 3 or less. So it's like a bounce effect. It's a 2k, impel down. I think that's the more important thing here. I don't think you're going to see this character attacking a lot. This Dawes Bones is really good. Mr. 1, 5 drop 6k, counter 1000. If your leader's type is Baroque Works, includes Baroque Works, this character gains 1000 power for every 2 event cards in your trash. And then on play, draw 2, trash 1. So like Queen, blocker Queen effect. This is going to be really strong in like blue purple croc. I think there'll be some cool combos here, right? And like you can use a lot of events in that deck, and I think it'll be pretty strong, so I'm interested to see that. Gum Gum Champion Rifle, so 1 cost counter event, and then if your leader is impelled down, give up to one of your leaders 2k power. Then your opponent returns one of their active characters to the owner's hand, so they get to choose. But this is like a really, you know, if they only have 1 character on the field, they have to return that character, right? And then the trigger is return a 1 cost 3 or lower character to the bottom of its owner's deck. So this is a techie card. This is a very techie card. It's not bad by any means, but yeah, it might see some play in the Hannibal deck too. It would be cool. This one's good. Sorry, I'm dead. What Horishinda. Counter, but this is like the Mini Mary Go 2, or the Mini Mary 2. Counter, reveal the top card of your deck. If it's a 4 cost or more, return up to one of your characters to your hand, then place the revealed card on the bottom of your deck. I mean, I guess it's kind of, this seems like it's for Nami, right? But I like to play Nami, and I can't even really think of a good way to use this, or it being like efficient enough to include into the deck at all. So I don't know. The trigger is really good. Return up to one cost 8 or less character to its owner's hand, but it's not even bottom decking. It's just returning. I don't know. This is one of those ones where I'm missing it. So if there's something I'm missing, let me know. Logetown. Everyone's saying this is going to be really bad, but I actually do see the merit in this one. So it's a 2-cost stage card. Activate main. You place this card and 1 card from your hand to the bottom of your deck in any order. Draw 2 cards, and the triggers play this card. So unfortunately, you're not netting any cards, but it's like you can kind of stack your deck. The unfortunate thing is that you have to put the stage card back to the bottom too. That's where I'm like, I don't think that's going to be worth it at all then. But we'll see. Nami players, get at me. What are you going to do with this, right? Khalifa's alright. 5 cost, 5k, counter 1000, on play, Dawn -1. If your leader is the water 7 type, return up to 2, cost 4 less characters from your trash to your hand. This is really good. This is really good. It's like the Guild Tesoro that came out in OP06, right? And this was really good in Iceberg too, so some support there. We'll see what happens. Wolf Army, or like Wolf Troops. The 5-drop 7k, counter 1000, just a animal impel down. It's an animal. I love wolves, so this was kind of cool. And maybe there'll be like a red-purple animal deck that we can build in the future. Bluna, 4-drop 5k, on play, Dawn -1. If your leader has a water 7 type, play a up to 1 cost 5 or lower water 7 type card other than Bluno from the trash. I don't think this is 5 or lower, actually. I believe it's just 5. It's a cost, yeah, you can see the Japanese underneath. It's cost 5, no Tokyo water 7. I had to double take this a few times because I wasn't sure. I could be wrong, but I believe it's just a cost 5, not 5 or less. So be careful about that. Miss Wednesday, blocker, on opponent attack once per turn, Dawn -1. If your leader has Baroque Works, add up to 1 Dawn card from your Dawn deck, set it as active. So really, really good. You're going to want to put your like purple yellow croc, right? You throw Miss Wednesday down early, you don't block with her, you use her to kind of like cycle through different, like give yourself Dawn to use for events, or just, you know, ramp the Dawn. Or sorry, you're not really ramping the Dawn, but you're cycling the active Dawn back. And but you can use it in conjunction with like other combos and stuff, and it'll be really good. And it's Vivi, so it's cool, right? It's cool that she got a good card. The alt art is really sick for that one. Miss Monday is like, all right, it's another Baroque Works card. I think Vivi, Miss Wednesday is better. Mina Chihuahua is really good. It's a rush, 4-drop 5k, impel down, Jailer Beast. On KO, if your leader has an impel down type, ramp a Dawn card and rest it. So it's a rested ramp. Active would probably be a little broken because it's also a rush character. This is sick. This is really cool. Also just awesome. It's funny. One of the cooler Jailer Beast animals, but yeah. Mr. 9, not so hype about this one. Baroque Works, it's another Baroque Works character. I don't know. 3-drop 4Ks to me just never really end up working unless it's like a red green law, like kind of like a Brook kind of thing where it's like a 2-drop 3K or something like that, right? Okama Way, this card's really, really awesome. It's a counter, Dawn -1. If your leader's Baroque Works in its type, choose up to one of your characters. Then that character becomes the target instead of whatever the original character was. It's like it's changing the attack to a different character. I'm forgetting the word that I'm trying to think of, but this card is cool. It's a new mechanic. We haven't really seen this. Yes, 8-drop Kid kind of does this, but this is actually the first one where you're forcing the attack to change. It's like Eustace Kid is just you have to attack this character. This one changes the like selection of the target of who's being attacked. So, and a Dawn -1, draw 2 cards as a trigger is pretty good. This is, I think there's gonna be some cool combos you can do with this card. All right, then we got Ragnarok, main Dawn -1, KO up to one of your opponent's characters with the cost of 8 or less. Pretty cool. I think purple kind of needed this kind of card, so that's nice to see. And then trigger, I believe this is, yeah, Rampadon. So that's cool. Purple, this is good support for purple, and just like a sick 16 and nice art. All right, now we got Kairos, however you like to say it. Really cool. Like, that art is awesome. This is probably my second favorite besides Odin, and his effect is really good. So he's black yellow, 5k slash. Activate main. Once per turn, you may turn the top card of your life face up. KO up to one of your opponents, costs 0 characters. So really glad it's only once per turn, because I think if this was not once per turn, this would be like a really broken leader. I think this is, people are excited for this leader, so it's not really like the sleeper leader, but I think this one in the next set or two might become the most powerful out of all the EB01 leaders. I don't know, black and yellow are just so strong right now that I can't help but feel that, so we'll see what happens. We got Crocus, big chillin', just a vanilla 6-drop 8k, really nice. Then we got Scarlet. This is, as some people have said, this is what Rebecca should have been. They learned from their mistakes. Activate main, you may trash this character. Play up to one Dressrosa type character other than Scarlet with a cost of 3 or less from the hand rested. Then give up to one of your opponent's characters cost -2 during this turn. So they actually like archetype locked this, which is really good. Rebecca should have had this kind of thing. And if Rebecca was a, you know, return, what is it, like 3 to 5 cost? Or 3 to 7, sorry, I'm blanking on it right now, but it should have just been, Rebecca should have just been Dressrosa, and then you could have given her a secondary effect, like give an opponent character cost -1 or something like that, right? So this is what Rebecca should have been, and I guess they're making up for it, but then it's also just a really good card, and it's like, oh shit, well now this can combo with, you know, like other cards, and it's gonna be good. But yeah, can also combo with this card, Spandine. Yeah, on play, return 3 cards with CP in its type from your trash to the bottom of your deck. Play up to 1 cost 4 lower card with CP in its types other than Spandine from your trash rested. So this can play Lucci. This can play Lucci Gucci from the trash rested. There's gonna be some nutty combos with like Rebecca and Moria and Spandine, and yeah, it's yay, more black shenanigans. Funk Freed. Good little elephant, bad effect. This Brook's not very good. I think he has, while he gets rush, it's conditional, and that the stats just aren't good enough. But this Brook's really good. This Brook is a 3 cost 4k. On play when attacking, on play and when attacking, give up to one of your opponent's cost -1, then KO up to one of your opponent's 0 cost characters. So really good. It's unfortunately only Straw Hat Crew. If this was Thriller Bark, it would probably be like an immediate, at least people would start testing this right away when the new set came out. And right now I don't really see this seeing a lot of play. So this is another card where it's like maybe they're just building up to something, right? All right, Baby Laboon. Once per turn, when a character is KO, draw 1 card and trash 1 card from your hand. It's okay, I guess this was just another animal card. We got Big Laboon. This one's good, actually. 4 drop 5k, counter 1000, activate main. You may rest this character, give up to one of your opponent's characters, cost -4. So it's like a reusable Hina, right? And one of the good things, I think Gavin mentioned this on one of the Japanese CS tournament streams when they were revealing this card, is you can use this with the blocker Rosinante. Whereas normally, if it's going to get KO'd and it's not rested, there's nothing you can do, right? But if it is rested and you have the 2-cost Rosinante blocker on the field, you can use Rosinante's effect because it's rested and trash Rosinante instead of Laboon. So kind of a cool mechanic where at first you might think like, oh, this is kind of a negative, but it could actually in certain situations end up being nice. All right, T-Bone. This is really good. 5 drop 5k, counter 2000, on play, KO up to one of your opponent's characters with the cost of 2 or less, and it's water 7 and navy, so it's like, ooh, Sakazuki just got another awesome 2k counter that is another KO card, which is like one of the things that I feel like Sakazuki, like these types of KO cards I think just make Sakazuki even better, so it's kind of like, dang. But it's okay. It's not the best, but it's a really good addition. We got this nice. Igitai. I want to live. If you know, you know. Counter, if the number of cards in your trash is 30 or more, place the top card of your deck just onto your life. So heal 1, right? If you have 30 or more. Maybe the new Rob Lucci leader will get there, or Rebecca. Rebecca can get there, but Man, I don't know. This is another one where it's like maybe we might see this teched in at some point, but right now I'm not sure. Alright, Finger Gun. Trash the top 2 cards of your deck. KO up to one of your opponents. Cost 5 or less characters. It's alright. This might see some play. Then we got Viola. This is really, really good. This is one of the other cards that I'm actually considering teching into my either blue-yellow ace deck or trying it in yellow-green Yamato, but it's a blocker. On play, choose one of the following. Look at all of your opponent's life, then return them in any order, which is crazy, or turn all of your life cards face down. So obviously that's kind of the Kairos for Kairos effect, right? But also blue-yellow ace, because if you place a 5-cost character onto life from ace effect and you can't utilize it, you can't get it onto the field or take it back to hand, you can just turn it face down and boom, you just gained a life with ace effect, and it only costs you 2 Dawn for ace effect and another 2 Dawn for Viola, so 4 Dawn total. But that's like the same thing as playing a random 4 Dawn event card that just heals you 1 life, right? Obviously it's not that easy, not that simple, but looking at your opponent's life is huge. So unless you're playing like a Katakuri or maybe a yellow deck that runs Hiyori, where they can kind of cycle their life, you can just, you can rearrange your opponent's life. It's so funny because this is such a great card for against yellow and people that hate yellow and like them getting lucky triggers, but in order to use it you gotta play yellow. So if Bandai did that on purpose, I want to give them a high five right there. That was just funny, but it's a good card. This is a really good card, and I cannot wait to see how this kind of like affects certain meta matchups. This is like a the 4-cost pudding card from OP06 that reshuffles your opponent's hand back and they draw 5. This is one of those disruptor cards, and it's also a blocker, so I'm really excited for this one. Next we got Gastino. He's alright. On play, place up to one of your opponent's cost 3 or lower characters to the top or bottom of their life face up. And trigger, give up to 2 of your opponent's leaders or characters power minus 3k, which is actually, that's a decent trigger. He has no counter though, so I don't know. But if you noticed, his typing is Scientist. And we know from the new Vegapunk leader that's coming in OP07, he's Egghead and Scientist. And this is the first time. I didn't even notice this, but I believe Gastino is the first Scientist card that we got. No one really paid attention to that. There's going to be a really cool Scientist deck that you can build in the next, like, I don't know, probably 4 or 5 months, next couple of sets. And I cannot wait for that because it's going to be really cool. And I think it's going to be kind of like the Inashikacho, like the mind power kind of like decks that you could have in Naruto and stuff like that. Or like this is going to be a cool new type of control that I think we're just getting a tiny little glimpse, and I gotta give it to Bandai for doing this because cool art too, by the way. But like these cards where they're just kind of drip feeding certain little things, and it's like, oh, this animal stuff sucks now, but maybe it'll be better later. This is one of those. This is a sleeper. This is a sleeper right here. I don't know if this card itself will end up being very good, but it's a sleeper. All right, then we got Gonfall. Blocker. On play, if your opponent has 1 or less life, KO up to one of your opponent's cost 3 or lower characters, which is really, really awesome. And he's a 3-drop 4k. I think Yama is the only other Sky Pia blocker, and then there's like, I believe it's Riki. I forgot the name, but it's like a conditional one that no one's running anyways. So this is like, I wish if this was a 5k, I mean even just a 5k 5,000 blocker with the same effect, it would be amazing. I think this would actually be like really considered, but because of its stats, I don't know. It's you might be 3 or lower, just really isn't the thing either. I don't know. This might see play in the Kairos leader deck actually, just as a tech. I'm not sure. This is one of those ones where like it seems so close to being really strong, but I'm not entirely sure. Then we got Charlotte Compote, just a vanilla 7k or 7-drop 9k, sorry, and the counter 1000. All right, and then we got Charlotte Flampe. This is another really good card. I'm excited for this one. Counter 2000. On play, you may add 1 card from the top or bottom of your life cards to your hand and draw 1 card. So this is another one that like sneakily is going to work really well in blue yellow ace, which I'm really excited for. Because in the ace deck, again, if you put a 5 cost on top of your life and it's a card that you're not going to be able to use, you play Charlotte for one cost, mind you. Then you get to draw that card and draw another card. So you use leader effect and 1 Dawn, and boom, you just drew 2 cards. So that's really nice, because that card you put on the top of your life for ace effect is going to go to the trash at the end of the turn because of his leader effect. So cards like these are going to make it just easier to do cool little combos like that. And I think this is just going to be good in yellow in general. Like Katakuri can now use this to get himself down to 1 life, so you can use Amaru and then swing lethal the next turn, like, and you get to draw 1 card. It's wild. It's kind of wild. All right, we got another Shirahoshi. Bandai loves making really, like, surprisingly useful Shirahoshi cards. I don't know how to explain it, but yeah, it's a 2-cost 1k counter, and then when this character is KO'd by your opponent's effects, place up to 1 card from the top of your deck onto your life, so heal life, and it's a blocker. This is amazing. I think if it was removed from play, it might be too good, so that's why they kept it to just KO'd by your opponent's effects. But yeah, this is good because this forces Sakazuki. It's like, if you want to get rid of this, you got to use your Hound Blaze on a 2-cost blocker. You know what I mean? Otherwise, I get the block. So it's gonna force. I think it's gonna force more awkward situations than you might think initially. All right, then we got Mont Blanc Cricket. I hope I'm saying that right. 2-cost 3k 1k counter. Dawn ×1. Your turn. If you have 2 or less life, this character gets 2k power. And I don't think it's very good. And then we got Raigo. This card is really good. I think this card is really, really good. I know some people are like scoffing, or not scoffing, they're scoff. It's not that good, but I think this is gonna be really, like, yellow didn't need this card. I'm just gonna be honest. I don't think they needed this card. It's a 6-cost event. Main, KO up to 1 of your opponent's characters. No condition, no cost, any character. It's a red rock. Then trash the top of your life card so your life total becomes 1. Trigger, KO up to 1 of your opponent's characters with the cost equal to or less than you and your opponent's life total cards, which is like Yamato. And I think it's Elthor. The trigger is like KO up to 1 of your the opponent's characters equal to or less than their life cards. This is both. So now this is like, I don't know. I mean, it makes sense. It's a lot higher cost, right? But it's just really good. And people are like, oh, it's not worth it to trash your life till you get to 1. When you're playing a Nell, by the time you're going to be using something like a 6-cost event on a crazy character, you're either at 2 or 1 life already. So either you don't mind going down to 1, or you're already at 1. So then it's just a red rock, right? It is a nice like condition, so they can't really use it early. I do appreciate that kind of like stipulation is there, but man, this is going to be really good, and it's searchable off of Skypiea. Part of me is happy because I do like playing Enel, but part of me is so sad because yellow green Yamato's like best defense, like best way to get past Enel is 9-drop Zoro, and now all Enel has to do is tech 1 or 2 of these in, and everyone who has those boss monsters now just, like, you know, they hit a Shirahoshi, they can cycle through, they'll find this card if they really need to, right? So a little concerning, but yeah, what can you do? It's yellow. It's yellow, baby. And then there's this card too, which is really good. I Am God. For 4-cost event, main, put up to 1 cost 7 or less Enel from your hand or trash into play, which is crazy. Then trash the top of your life card so your life total becomes 1. Goes with the theme. Trigger, draw 2 cards, trash 1. This is really insane because it'll work decent in an L deck, but it'll also work decent in the black-yellow Luffy deck, because you can play Rush and L, and in the Luffy deck, you want to get down to 0 life essentially as fast as possible. You do want to be drawing the life, so this is a huge kind of risk-reward situation there, but you can play this turn 2, play Rush and L, and then go down to 1 life, and once your life gets to 0, then you can activate Luffy's leader effect. So, but you still get a 7k rusher turn 2, which is kind of crazy. I hope these are just cards that, like Raigo and I Am God, I hope they're the cards that are just like, wow, that seems so strong, but like when put to use, like in actual use cases, aren't that strong. I hope that's the case. Otherwise it's gonna be like, dang. All right, and the one secret rare, the last card of the set, 4-drop 1k, counter 1000, Mr. 2 Bon Clay Bentham. On play, add up to 1 Dawn from your Dawn deck is active. Just ramp an active Dawn. That's already amazing. It could have stopped there and it would have been a really good card. Then, when attacking, choose up to 1 of your opponent's characters. This character has the same base power as the chosen character for this turn. So really cool, kind of like going with Mr. 2's like Devil Fruit abilities and stuff, right? This is, I think this is a 4 of in like a lot of purple decks. So it's really cool. I don't know, it's cool to see just like a side-ish character get the secret rare, and Mr. 2 is awesome. I think everyone would agree. One of like like surprisingly ended up being like one of the coolest and most badass characters, and like will make you cry during like the Impel Down arc, and like yeah. But yeah, he's really strong. He's gonna be obviously used in the Impel Down decks probably, and a lot of like the Baroque Works decks as well. But that's it. That's the last card. All right, so that is all the cards. I believe there's 60, not including all the alternate arts and stuff. Let me know what you guys are actually most excited for. I am a 1000% a Wano stan, so that's what I'm looking forward to. And yeah, I would love to hear like what other people are excited for, because I'm not sure of all the combos and everything that you'll be able to do. But regardless, I'm super excited, and yeah, thanks for watching the video. Alright guys, that's going to do it for this video. I hope it was informative or kind of helpful, or you had fun just looking over the new cards. I for one am really excited for these, and we have OP07 right around the corner. So it's going to be kind of a crazy 2 months coming up here, but yeah, appreciate it. If you like the video, consider subscribing and liking and all that jazz. But yeah, just appreciate you watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.